What's going on, everybody? We're back to Foolish Finance Friday, episode 37. It says we've been streaming for 30 days. Mm-mm-mm. Did StreamYard get hacked? Hmm. We don't know yet. It'll come out in another 5 years. Mm, that it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How's everybody doing out there? Mm. You know, when your laptop don't hold a charge anymore, you know it's over for it. It's a wrap for it. It ain't got no more dips in it. Mm. I don't remember, D. I'll send it to you later. All right. Episode 37. Who we got in the house? We got Casual Economist. What's up, Cash? Tim, what's going on? You glad I did? I'm doing the show tonight. Cash, I be having long days. Long days. Cash. I have long days. Not long days like it's a lot of work, a lot of mental work. Let me say it that way. A lot of mental work. Oh, look, it decides to pop up, huh? Ain't that about nothing. So, when you be having these long days, you have meetings after meetings after meetings after meetings after meetings. And then you still got to do your own stuff. Just one of them things. Feel like Keith Sweat. It's just one of them things. Hey, baby. Oh, now. And see, worker, how are you? All right. So, let me see. My Outlook, not my Outlook, but my Slack don't want to come up. I tell you, they be playing with my emotions, Pinky. I can't even get the app to come up. But the app says it's good though. I'll reboot after this. It's all good. All right. Let's see where we at this week. What are we talking about this week? Well, we're gonna talk about a lot of things. And one of the things we're gonna talk about is financial mistakes. Financial mistakes. But um we're gonna talk about it from a perspective of job hopping, right? And I give you my own personal take on financial mistakes. So first things first, job hopping. Job hopping is considered like you stay a job about a year or two, then you switch and transition into another, and sometimes less than that, and then you switch and transition into another job. So the goal of the job, the whole thing about behind the job hopping is people look at you as unstable. Then they look at you as you're only in it for the money, or they don't look at you as somebody trustworthy, or they look at it as uh you are having um you don't know what you want. And I find it really interesting when you're in the interview process and people ask you that. And it's going back to what something Kelsey said, and we were talking about in the meetup. It was like I would be doing you and myself a disservice that if I get an offer for 120,000, I mean 120,000 over than what I make right now, that I don't take that offer. Don't you want to see me shine for my family? Don't you want to see me do better? I'd be doing you a disservice and as well as my family. You're not gonna give me $120,000. So why would I stay around and let you do this disservice to me? Right? Right. So then the question becomes is do you make a mistake by job hopping? I think you do yourself a disservice by taking a job that maybe you're full time and you got benefits covered, and you go take a job 1099 and it's only for 6 months or 3 months, maybe even a year. And here's why I say that, because within that same time frame, you got to get insurance on your body, and then for the company or the LLC that you are running under. And then on top of all of that, if it's only going to be um a year, then there's some other things that we got to consider there. And those other things that we have to consider is, uh, are you going to gain any type of experience? Like, are you going to increase your skill set? Are you going to increase your value add? Like, there's certain things that you just got to be like, am I adding to or am I taking away? And so when you start looking at it from that perspective, then you start seeing like, oh, okay, well, all right, I'm not going to um put myself in a position where I'm subtracting for myself, right? So all right, is job hopping helping you or hurting you in your retirement? So here's the other piece of that. So you may have negotiated for some RSUs, you may have negotiated for some stock, you may have negotiated for, or the company may be putting into your 401k. So you have to, before you job hop, you got to look at the total package of everything. Total package of everything. All right. So let's go into this and then we'll talk about me. All right. Is your job hopping helping or hurting your retirement? Changing jobs often has its pros and cons, but understanding how it hurts or helps your retirement savings can help you make more of an informed decision. Now, if you job hop and the company is offering 3% at your current location and then they offering 6% at your next location, you always want to swing more. But say that company that you're going for doesn't pay more on your base than it does this new company that's coming in. Now you got to ask yourself, if I'm making less, I can't put away more. You can always put away more by opening up an IRA and then putting money into an IRA at that point. So you have to ask yourself which one is going to be a gain for you, right? So this came out August the 8th of 2022, but let's look at what they were saying at that time. Millennials have been coined the job hopping generation. I've contributed to that stereotype. I started my career at 22, and I've job top almost every year since. for many of those years, I was young and restless, and there was another part of me looking for more fulfilling work and pay that reflected what I was worth. Again, how do you know what you're worth? How do you determine that? All right. In some ways, changing jobs set back my retirement savings. There are things I wish I had learned, like how to start retirement planning, the importance of developing high demand skills, and the art of negotiating benefits. Everything I said. Everything I said. So this line right here is important because it's not even just starting the retirement plan, it's rolling over retirement plans. So you got to be careful with those long lingering IRAs or long lingering 401ks just sitting out there, because those plans have fees on them that you're getting charged. And they may not be performing well. And so you may just have, and I was guilty of this. I had like six different plans out there, probably five. I think it was six. I had six different plans out there. I had to take all those plans and combine them into one. I think I still got one more lingering out there, and it's getting hit with fees, and I gotta get that money rolled over. So, when you look at where you been and you started a 401k at this company, and you started a 401k at that company, and you started another one at another company, you got to go back and ask yourself, okay, what are the fees in this 401k? And remember, once you leave a company, you're not contributing any more money to that 401k. So it's just sitting there performing, but it's not you're not able to add to it. So you can stay there for the performance, but then you can't add to it. So one thing you can do is look at the investment opportunities that are in that one and try to mirror that in your new 401k, right? Or your IRA. All right, so now you get everything rolled over to this new 401k, or you may roll it over to a IRA, whatever that whatever you want to do there. So now the benefits is, if you roll it into an IRA, you can't take a loan out against it. But in your 401k, you can take a loan out. So you want to purchase a house or what have you, or you got an emergency, whatever the case may be, right? But they just brought up a good point right here, and this is what I stress all the time. You have to know the importance of high demand skills. If you jump and you haven't practiced or skilled up while you're at the current job, and you go to make a jump and you jump in parallel, like, to me, jumping parallel is going from 23,000 to 33,000. That's parallel. That's pennies. All right, so you're like, Tamika, no, that's 10,000 more. Let's do this on the calculator. Let's do this on the calculator. All right, so you made 33,000 in a year, and let's divide that by 12. So yeah, 33,000 in a year is 2750 a month. Let's say you did 23,000 in a year and divide that by 12. 1916. So what was the other one? 2750. It was on 1917. Oops. So it's an extra 833 a month. I didn't take out any taxes. But that's the difference you'll see. You'll probably come down to divided by two, possibly about $400 a paycheck, possibly, possibly. Now, from a year ago, from a year ago to now, or from that following year, your rent went up too. Your gas went up. The car has gotten older. The maintenance and the wear and tear. Just things change. Things don't stay the same. So yeah, you might have got a $400 a month, a $800 a month increase, but your rent went up another 150 to $200. That's gonna cut into that, or $150 or $75. Your commute might have changed. Hopefully, you go remote and you can actually see the money. Your health might have changed. The cost of your insurance could have changed with the company, right? So let's go back. It says, but it has also helped me improve my earnings. Once lifestyle creep, when your income increases and your spending habits, then your spending habits do too. Stop getting the best of me. Earning more meant I could save more for retirement. It says, here are a few scenarios where job hopping can help your retirement savings and where it may hurt. It helps if you're improving earning potential. In one of my earliest writing jobs, I earned 25,000 per year. As much as I enjoyed writing, I knew I was underpaid and overworked. My next move was looking for ways to improve ways for was looking for ways to earn more as a writer. And that's when I realized I had to develop new skills, such as optimizing my writing so it would be visible in search engines. Within a year, I found a new job that paid me 45,000. Okay, so this goes back into Tamika's rule of thumb. Let's go here. So they went from 25,000. I'm just keeping it its gross to 45,000. So they went from 2853 or something like that. Was it 2853? 2883. Oops, my bad. 3750 minus 2083. A whole $1,600. Now, you said, what is Tamika's rule of thumb? Tamika's rule of thumb is never jump ship on a job unless you're getting paid a minimum of 25,000 or more. And if we do 25,000 plus 25,000, that's equal to 50,000. So that kind of fits into my range here. Right? That fits into my range. Right? The reason why, because that's when you really start to see the significance of the jump. The 10,000, you really don't be seeing it. That that extra 25 on a jump at a minimum. I'm not saying that's the most to get. I'm saying at a minimum that should be your bump, right? It says, and they offered more benefits since I was no longer living paycheck to paycheck, and finally I had a 401k. I could start saving for retirement. So here's one little part right here. I had a 401k and I could start saving for retirement. One of the other things you need to recognize is, when does this 401k start and when is it vested? So you want a 401k that's going to start immediately, invested immediately. Immediately. Not in my house. That's what you want. They were like, you gotta work 90 days and then you get a 401k. Not in my house. That's what you have to tell them. Why? Because one, you're missing out on tax benefits. Two, you're also missing out on investing ability unless you take that money and throw it into an IRA, right? You could do that. All right, changing jobs, but you don't get any match or contribution if they offer. All right, changing jobs for a significant increase in income could potentially help your retirement savings, but it requires you to actually put some of that in of that increased income toward your retirement savings. What is the benchmark for a significant increase in income? Aim for 10% increases. Okay, so let's go back to our calculator. 25,000 times 0.10, 2,500 pay increase. That's not 10%. That can't. Let's go 25,000 times point 0.2. That may be a little bit better. That's a gem. I am almost a year at my job and actively paying as well. That 25,000 pay difference is key for it is. I've done the number so many times, right? I'm not gonna agree with 10%. I think you need a little bit more. If a new job offer comes in below that, they recommend running the numbers to see how much your take home pay actually improves when you factor in taxes and other living expenses. And this is what people don't factor in. And I'm going to add one more thing to that. They don't factor in taxes, living expenses, and investing in your retirement. That's the factor. That's the key. People always say, I can make it off of $50,000. You know what people do when they say that? They go here, they go multiply, or they don't even do that. This is what they actually do. You can't live off of 41.66 a month. You don't know nothing about finances. That's what they say. That's what they say. When actuality, it's the take home, right? So let's go. 50,000 times point 0.7. Now divide that by 12. That's really what you're getting. No, you really don't know nothing about finances. This is what you get in a month. That's in a month. That's in a month. 50 divided by 2080. So your hourly pay is $24 an hour. And then let's double that. That's really the 100,000 is where you want to be. Yep, that is the price of an apartment. Depending on where you at. If you're in Florida or the DMV, give it up. You're gonna be like TLC. Give it up. Let your hair hang down. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna have to give it up. Because that 2,900 is gone. All right. So it says it doesn't help if the company matches and equity hasn't fully vested. Hadn't read this article yet. Just kind of browsed it, pulled it. I agree. Goes back to my original. It don't help. It doesn't help me for my retirement that you not you give me. Listen, there's pros and cons. You get with jobs and jobs that have like, especially startups. They'll have they'll have this. We give you a big salary, but we're not putting nothing in your 401k, but we have one. But you contribute all your money to it. Here's the good part about it is when you're contributing to it, you're getting a tax break for yourself. But the company is not doing anything to match that. So now you got to figure out, is it better just for me to contribute to an IRA? Well, here's another problem. The IRA is only $7,000. The 401k is $23,000. So do you max out the 7,000 and maybe do half in the 401k? You got to figure that out. You got to figure out what's going to be the gain here. Like, what are you really saving on taxes? And you should get a tax calculator to find out what you're actually gonna save on that. All right, it says if you're looking at job hop, you don't want to leave free money on the table as that could hurt your retirement savings. Before throwing up the deuces sign, consider getting your full retirement plan matched, restricted stock units, or other equity if your employer offers it. Vacation time, sick time. Does it get? You need to find out. Do they pay that out, or do I gotta use it? Another thing. Another thing that you need to find out, hey, does the company contribute to the HSA? They may contribute, they may not. My last company, they matched. They matched. They did a match on my HSA. So I put in, they put in. They got some skin in the game. Typically, companies have dedicated vesting schedule for employees as an incentive to continue working at a particular company. Butler says sometimes with companies that match contribution for 401ks, they may ask you to contribute up to 2 to 3, even 4 years. The company match is fully vested. That's why you got to find out what the vesting schedule is, right? For those that are new and not understanding what I'm talking about, I am talking about financial decisions or financial mistakes that you make by job hopping. Butler also suggests hanging around long enough to get any potential bonuses, which are often distributed during the first quarter of the year. It doesn't help if the benefits don't improve retirement. The right benefits package can help improve long term retirement savings. So it's something to consider. When I accepted the job I mentioned earlier, I didn't think about this. Turns out healthcare premiums cost me around 500 a month. Okay. Remember I talked about last week, right? The going to work for a federal agency for your retirement, right? Um and when I say that, I was talking about these OPM benefits, right? I think we discovered you got to be there 5 years um, before for your insurance in retirement. What it did say is how long you have to work before you can retire. That's something we're gonna have to find out. I don't know if it's 10 years or it's 15 years, right? But my point is, why pay for your own insurance in retirement when you can really swap out and go somewhere else, right? Mm, mm, mm. You see, mm, 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 mm. See, yeah, they don't have nothing there. I thought it was 5 years, but we'll find out. Do you have to stay the 15? But I think you only have to do the 5. I'll come back and I'll find it. All right. Benefits to consider that could improve your retirement savings include your work location, access to retirement accounts, employer match accounts. I mean amounts, health insurance, education stipends, stock options, and annual raises. I would say education stipends is important because you could go and skill up on something else, or you could skill up on anything. This is, we got to be mindful of what I'm talking about there. All right. A few months after leaving the first job, I had that offered a 401k plan. I got a check in the mail for 300. I remember thinking, wow, free money, right in time for the weekend. Shortly after spending that free money, I realized it was the balance in my 401k account. I was supposed to roll it over to another retirement account within 60 days, but instead I squandered it away in weekend festivities, and probably had to pay taxes on that. Cashing out 401k accounts, or forgetting they exist altogether is a common mistake people make when changing jobs, and it can hurt your retirement pot. Cashing it out or taking an unqualified early withdrawal could cost you 10% penalty and income taxes on the amount withdrawn. You think, oh, that balance isn't that big. It's just a cash out. So instead of having that money marked for retirement, it's typically then spent, and then you're paying penalties on top of that. This was certainly the case for me, and it was potentially set my retirement savings back a few $1,000s. It says, let's say I rolled that 300 into an IRA, 7% annual return after 30 years is over 2,200. If I had a time machine, I would have changed jobs, but definitely would have done a 401k rollover. Right? All right. So now let's talk about this. Let's pull it up here. Let's go here. And let's look at this. Financial mistakes of job hopping. Mm-mm-mm. All right, first one up. Not knowing the vesting schedule. Next one, not investing, not jumping for 25K or more, not um not looking at the match, or jumping for a salary but bad benefits. And this could come up with, some companies don't offer maternity leave. Some companies don't have maternity leave. You want to know why they don't have maternity leave? You want to guess why those companies don't have maternity leave? A lot of the times, the reason why companies don't have maternity leave is because the talent, or we say the talent is much older and men. They never had to account for the men that have maternity leave. Women end up using their PTO, right? Another issue that comes up. I think everybody should go into leadership at one point, whether you stay technical or not. At some point, you should go into leadership, and then you can always go back. All right, the other one. So when I say not having a job before you jump, I literally mean you need to sign the dotted line, and they sent you your laptop, and your start date is in 2 days. Another one to discuss that makes your financial mistakes from job hopping. All right, they tell you they have incentive bonuses, but no clear path to get those bonuses. It's the setup. It's the setup. You need to ask, are these bonuses guaranteed? You need to ask, are these I guarantee bonuses? You need to ask that. Notary world, what's going on? Good evening or good, as they say in the islands, good night, right? They tell you they have incentive bonuses, but there's no clear path to get that bonus, right? No clear path. All right, another one. And this is the one that I think a lot of you fall for. There's no clear path to the next position or promotion. So, what are we talking about? Financial mistakes on of job hopping, not knowing the vesting schedule, not investing in your in a 401k or IRA. Not jumping for 25k or more. The minimum is 25k or more. Jumping for a salary but bad benefits. No education stipend, meaning they don't have no continuous education for you. They don't have nothing set up for you to, no code cloud, no code, no Udemy, no nothing, right? Um Next one, you'll find that no maternity leave. And this is not just for the women, it's for the men too. You need to spend time with the child. You need to take your shirt off and lay your baby on your chest, on your chesticle. Burp the baby. Mold the baby head. Make sure the baby has a round head and not a flat head. Help the teach the baby to roll over. Make funny noises at the baby. Play with a couple of cheeks on the baby. Play with some fat rolls. That's it. They're not invested in your growth into leadership. Mm. Not having a job before you jump. And when I say not having a job, not just officially signing off on the paperwork, right? Because you could sign off on the paperwork and they still call you and be like, yeah, we ain't got nothing, player. No, no, no. Wait till you get the laptop and you log in. That's what you want. Not having a job before you jump. Classic mistake. But even not having a job before you jump, not having a sh- a the right job and a strategic position. And the other one, let's put that down. No, you did did not have a strategy for your next move. So you're just floating out here, right? And no clear path to the next position or promotion. Now, Let's see. We're gonna do this. I want you to put in the chat which one you think I've done. Which one of these do you think I've done? I hate that it make it a capital I. Oh, it's a space in there. Okay, that's what it is. Oh no, it's just making it a capital I. All the most. Somebody said all the most. Mm, mm. Somebody said four. So D, not looking at the match. I hate that the L's look like the I's. Let me do this. Let me do it that way. Okay, Coda Evans like all or most or maybe four. Let's see. I'll highlight what I've done. Now, this is financial mistakes that are often made from job hopping. So, what keeps you broke? In other words, and so some we read an article and said some things that we have done have been from this article, right? But these are just some things that I think a lot of people do and don't even realize it. What have I done? Not jumping for more than 25,000? Absolutely. Minimum? Yep, I've done that. I've done this one too. I've done this one. I'm gonna tell you about that one. And I worked here. We'll talk about that. Somebody said Jay. I don't know. I don't even fall for that. That ain't never been my okey doke. ain't never been that ain't never been me for the okey doke. All right, so let's talk about it. All right, let's scroll up. Okay, not jumping for 25,000 or more. This is how I know the minimum is 25,000 because I actually did it myself. I jumped, and I think it was maybe a jump from. Let me look. Get my calculator. I'll tell you exactly what it was. Okay, it wasn't too bad. It was close. It was $1,000 off. It was okay. I'm in the game. All right, so one of the jobs I did have, um, I can tell you exactly what that one was. Was it hold on. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm looking at my calculator. Hold on. Yeah, making the jump from 60,000, making the jump from 49,000 to 60,000. It was $11,000 difference. And you think that, oh my goodness, it was, you're gonna be moving up. You moved up, but there's a catch to that. So one had a pension and could have rolled that out for the rest of my life. The other one had free training and was on the cutting edge at the time. What's going on, Vaughn? So the question becomes is when you weigh your options like that, you have to ask yourself, what's important to you right now? And what is that going to look like if you stay 2 or 3 years? Right. So what are you talking about, Tamika? Meaning, if I jump ship right now, can I get the training that I want? Possibly you can negotiate for it, or they already offer it, or they have some type of partnership where they can get you that, or or you make enough money where you can go pay for it yourself and you can get other benefits on the back end, such as more PTO, more PTO, maybe they pay for grad school, or maybe they pay for your PhD, or maybe they give you more stock options or what have you. So you got to figure out what it is that is going to be important to you. All right, jumping for a salary but bad benefits. So I'll give you this one. Would you jump? All right, let's give you this one. Would you jump if a company was paying you 180,000? See. Okay. So the company was paying you 180,000 and they did 6% match into your 401k immediately vested. You get 30 days of PTO and they give you the 30 days up front. Like you don't have to earn it. They give it to you for up front. You just got to manage it. You just got to manage it. Right? Or would you take would you go for a company that's 205,000, they pay you $205,000 and they're gonna give you third in 90 days, they'll give you a 4% match on in a 401k, and they don't pay for any type of grad school, but they will pay for some training if it's relevant to the job, if it's gonna help you do your job better. So would you stay for A or would you leave for B? A, the company is paying you $180,000. They have a 6% match, but and they also have some training that they'll pay for, but the other company is paying you $205,000 and they have a 4% match. So are you taking the money or you taking the benefits? So now you got to ask yourself, how much do those benefits cost and are they effective for me? Right. And the reason why I say 205 because the 180 is 20 when you add $25,000 more to it, it's the 205. So it meets that criteria of that 25,000, but it may not meet the criteria of the benefits as a total comp package, right? All right. Next one is because the talent is much older and it's men. So a lot of small companies, Anton, Ant Dog said he's going for the benefits. You going for A? I went for B. I went for B. My thought process was, at that time was, well, if I hop and make this, I'm not going back after that. Oh, absolutely, it could be more than W-2. The issue is a lot of people don't want to pay double W-2, right? Aunt Dot, you said my coworker, a fellow black man with 20 years database developer experience, told me 2 years ago, and and go, especially since I'm in my early 30s. I'm confused as to what that was in reference to, though, and if you could expound on that. All right, so the next one up, yeah. So the older men, the older employees and men. Sometimes you run into companies that got not, yeah, yeah, job hopping. Sometimes you run into companies that have nothing but a male culture, and so they've never thought about what if somebody got pregnant, and you may be the first woman walking in. And so, and then the woman or the owners of the company may be too old to have children. So it depends. It depends. And last but not least, not a clear career path to the next position. Sometimes, and this is where it can get tricky. You take jobs because of the money grab. When I say you take jobs because of the money grab, meaning you take the job, it's a money grab, meaning like this job is going to um they come at you, they do the one and done interview, and then it's like, so what's the salary you want? You be like 320, and they be like, okay. Well, you gotta ask yourself, you get the 320, what's gonna be your next thing after that? Or you don't care, you just gonna soak up the 320. You just gonna soak up the 320. You're like, I don't care nothing about all that other stuff. Let me get this 320. Let me get that 320 off of you. You said I came at the right time. This is my situation, but I can't. But I want the TS clearance, get some certs, and leave. I only plan to stay a year. You got to stay 2, maybe 3. Here's why. Ask them if they're gonna upgrade it to an SCI, and then on top of that, get your certs. Let your certs utilize your certs in that position. Now, what you didn't hear me say is always be interviewing and always be looking, because you never know when African American baby Jesus is gonna come in and be like, that's the golden time of day. He might drop one on you. You never know. But yeah, stay about 2 years, get the certs, understand how they move, look at leadership, take some free training from 'em, pad your stuff, and then bounce. Right? Especially if, and you may bounce inside of the same company. You may bounce. See, that's the other thing too. Y'all don't understand too that bouncing inside the same company, that's leverage. That's leverage. That's leverage. I ain't gotta go out and hire nobody. He already here. She already here. Slide on over here. Right? That's leverage. All right. Let's get into it now. There's a 50% chance I could get evicted. Petty tea time. My mother offered to buy me a $1.5 million house, but there's a catch. Should I accept? My mama said, I'm bouncing with Amazon Slack message away from hiring managers and internal recs. Yep, I get you. He said, and I'm not a benefits person by any means. Tech is a money grab. That's why I got into it. Plus, I enjoy the course. I'm thinking for my current circumstances, I'm still stacking. You're 20 years deep. I'm 20. Oh, don't be fooled by my 20 years, right? And don't be fooled by my 20 years, right? It's actually less than that, right? Well, kind of, sort of. And I'm in Atlanta's finest. I party, right? I party. I party, and I lost my scholarship. Yo, I partied in Atlanta. Don't stop, get it, drop that. I wanna rock, I wanna rock. Yeah. Oh yeah. We was dancing back. You know what's funny about growing up in Atlanta? Because everybody be like, when you go to Atlanta, we going to the strip club, this, that, and other. We were so busy dancing in Atlanta that back in the 90s and stuff growing up, you went to the strip club, but it wasn't like we was dancing. Everybody, I don't know, growing up in the 90s, everybody was watching MTV Raps. Everybody was dancing. Everybody had a move. We Kid and Play had a dance that came out. Everybody tried to do the dance or something like that. Everybody danced. It was like, oh, you can't even dance. You don't even know how to bust a move. You don't know how to do the prep. You don't know how to move your shoulders. It wasn't no shoulder lean. Nah, 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 nah. We was rocking and bopping with Eddie F and rocking and bopping with Heavy D and the boys and everybody danced back then. So now, you know, just to go out and cut a rug, that was your thing. So, you drop out of college, right? You start to go out, you figured out life. You're like, what can I do? You get into retail and you like, you want me to do what? I gotta empty all these boxes. I then gotta climb ladders. Then I gotta put this stuff up. And I gotta deal with customers. And you regulating my lunch breaks. And I don't really make no money like that. You be like, that's why I be like, I'm like, how much longer do y'all continue to work at warehouses? I'm not knocking you if you do. I'm just saying your body just can't take that much. I just Correct me if I'm wrong. Has any ever do y'all know anybody that's ever retired from a warehouse job? I don't know. I don't know nobody. I just never met anybody that retired from a warehouse. You talking like the 75-year lady at Home Depot helping me find something last week. She climbed the ladder and told me her age. Exactly, and you put 10 years into the warehouse, back breaking, boxes falling on you, accidentally cutting your hand with the box cutter, ripping open boxes, punching them down to get them open, breaking them down, stacking them up on a pallet, taking them outside to be disposed of, do it all over again. Like what? Yeah, hard on your feet, hard on your back. Oh, you gotta. Oh, you want to move up, huh? You about to go get this forklift up under my belt. Now you riding around on the forklift with the little red light or the little yellow light, backing up. How much longer you gonna sit out there and work in the warehouse? How much? How long? Y'all remember the guy who worked at McDonald's? Was it McDonald's or Burger King? And he had been there what 25 years? And they gave him some flowers or something. He worked at Burger King for 27 years. Never missed a day of work. I got questions. Who were his friends? Where was his daddy at? I got questions. Who was his friend? Where his friends at? How they let him work at Burger King? Like, yo, even Calvin don't even work at even Calvin ain't even on commercials no more. Welcome to McDonald's, man. I take your order. Back in the day, this was the thing right here. Calvin got a job. Calvin went to work. Hmm. Welcome to McDonald's, man. I take your order. This is what was being pumped to us. Like, so moving from McDonald's to the warehouse in the 90s was a thing. Everybody was everybody was working in the warehouse, or you worked at McDonald's, or they was doing HVAC. Here's what I remember about workers in the 90s. Federal government workers, state workers, teachers, substitute teachers, warehouse workers, um warehouse workers, truck drivers, and back in the day it was Kinkos and was it Kinkos and Staples? It was another one that was tied for Kinko. And the other one that everybody did this. They delivered pizza. Pizza Hut and Domino's. Um, what's another one? I ain't never hear too many people talking about I'm about to go be a bus driver. I ain't never hear that. Right? But that got pushed. That was the push. Welcome to Fat Burger, man. I take your order. Right? Kevin got him a good job. He working down at the McDonald's. Yeah, nursing was what a lot of parents did, but it wasn't pushed to the kids to go into nursing. That one what a lot of kids in the 90s were getting pushed towards. A lot of kids in the 90s like I work at McDonald's. Oh, and the other one, Quick Trip. I work at Quick Trip or I work at the gas station. That was the other one. I work at the gas station. Yep, all the retail jobs, all your Foot Locker. I worked at Foot Locker. Foot Locker, Champion, Journey. Those were all the jobs back then. So now you gotta say, okay, what was the mindset back then? I'm going to work so I can do what? Give me some shoes, give me some clothes, maybe go out to eat, get a car, maybe get your own place. You and your boy go get an apartment together. You and your girl go get an apartment together. Get your hair done. Go on vacation to Miami for the week. That was it. That was you was doing good. You was doing good. You could stop, get you the 99-cent menu. You, you get you some chicken. Get you a $5 fish sandwich, right? Or or better yet, somebody was cooking on the grill on the corner. You stop and got you some grill meat, something like that, right? My point is your mindset back then and what was being pushed to you, you never saw it coming. One no YouTube in 1999, one no YouTube in 98, 93, one no YouTube, one no Instagram. You making money on social media. Social media. You had MySpace. You had MySpace. Facebook didn't come out to the 2000s sometime, right? 2004, 2005. Folks were still making websites. That was the thing. People was like, I make you a website on MySpace. People were selling plates. They were selling plates. People were selling and one no, I'm selling a plate on Instagram. People were just selling plates. And lemon cake and chocolate cake at the church after church the revival plates and so forth. So your mindset from then until now, you had to keep up with the times. You got to keep up with the times. You can't be around here talking about what welcome to McDonald's. How can I take your order? You got to be behind the screen. Party line, correct? Sex numbers, tarot card reading, Cleo, Miss Cleo. Yep, selling CDs and movies. So what y'all got now from what we had back then? Ain't no way in the hell y'all should be behind. Ain't no way. I'm like Aretha Franklin. Ain't no way. Y'all, you literally the cell phone now. It was beepers back then. That's why y'all got three. That's why y'all keep on talking about 304. Hit me on my tube way. Chirp, chirp me. Don't beat me if you ain't got no work. And now y'all wake up with a phone that's got AI running on it. Your tablet that got AI running on it. That's got whatever number of cores, and you telling me you about to go work at the warehouse? And I gotta depend on you to get that check. And we got 2 mouths to feed. And we don't have no and if you miss a day, it's a wrap because your check gonna be short. Cause you don't used up all your sick leave or your time off because you done had to take the kid to the doctor and you need to and she needs you to drive her. Cause you only got one car. And you can't have your baby on the bus. Or if the woman getting on the bus, she getting on the bus with one in her arm and a baby in the stroller. So she gotta get up there on the bus, sit the one baby down, run back, hold the baby, break the stroller down, pull it up the steps, roll it. If you are talking about right now that you don't have air opportunity from what it was to where it's at right now, you don't want no money. You all right. You content where you at. You content. You can literally make shorts all day. I go to different YouTube channels and people don't even have videos. They don't have no videos. All they got is shorts. All they do is, I'm about to say, please, do you wrong. That's all I see. $1 million babe. That's all I see is everybody doing this. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they over here talking about AI is dead now. They're like, we moving on. AI hype is down. We done moved on. And I told y'all that hype was gonna go down too. The AI hype bubble is deflating. AI hype phase is dying and dying fast. AI, like, look at these titles. Look at this. AI hype phase. AI, y'all, everybody, I get it. Some of the AI machine learning in a specific area is still good. Let's just see what they say. That's 2023. Wait till quantum computing can hit. I keep tell y'all. Quantum artificial intelligence is closer than you think. Right? Let's get back to it. She gonna get evicted. $1.5 million house. You letting your mama buy you that $1.5 million house? Let's go. I'm so lucky to have been offered an early inheritance. My mother offered to buy me a home with a budget of 1.5 million. The catch is it remains in her name. She said I could have the house when she dies, but I won't receive any promise in writing. While I'm living in the house, I won't have a lease, but I will be considered a I guess a licensee. I guess a leasing, a licensee. I don't know what that is. She has a history of unbalanced behavior, and there is a 50% chance I could get evicted if she's in a bad mood. I'm so tired of moving every time a landlord raises the rent. What can I do to secure a home for myself? What can I do to secure a home for myself? My mama is going to buy me a house for 1.4 million, I mean 1.5 million. But what can I do to secure a home for myself? That's why I went on that rant. If there's a 50% chance your mother will evict you, there's a 50% chance she won't. It's not an ideal arrangement, but if you remain a tenant, there will be zero chance you will eventually have ownership in that property. And it seems like you will have as much security living in your mother's house as you would a landlord's property. Plus, you'll get to live in a house that's worth 1.5 million. So it's either in a pretty nice neighborhood or the house itself is pretty fancy. To put this into perspective, the median price of an existing home is below 400,000. If your mother is going to allow you to live there for free, except for paying gas tax and other maintenance bills, you would essentially be living there under a grace and favor arrangement. In this case, your mother would be playing the part of a monarch, which may suit her personality immensely if she likes to hold all the cards. Nice work if you can get it. On the other hand, if she's planning to charge you market rent, you will be in a far more comfortable house than an apartment. You will have more space. If you are living in a more desirable neighborhood, that will also boost the quality of life. That what's more, if the arrangement works, you will have the opportunity to show your mother how responsible you can be, and it could help improve your relationship. The law varies by state, but upshot is that you have fewer rights as a licensee, licensee. It's I mean, in its simplest form, a lease is a contract that conveys an exclusive possessory leasehold interest in property to a tenant or leasee. Whereas a license is a mere privilege granted to the licensee to act on another's property, but does not confer or produce possessory leasehold interest in the property. That's new for me. Never heard of it. The ultimate distinguishing characteristics of a lease is that the landlord or the lessor surrenders exclusive possession of the premises to the tenant or the leasee for a specific term or for a specific term or period. Whereas in the case of a license, it is revocable at any time by the licensor. Hence, the term irrevocable license is sometimes used, he adds. By its definition, a license does not run with the land and therefore would not bind a subsequent purchaser. In other words, your mother does not like to relinquish control. The trade-off: you rent from the landlord, or you live in a $1.5 million home your mother buys for you that might, after she passes away, become yours. The beauty of having fewer rights is that you too can walk away from this arrangement because it becomes too restrictive and your mother decides that there is a parental tax that must be paid, such as interference in your personal life or calling around unexpectedly. What can you do? Secure a home for yourself. Cut down on your expenses. Pay off your credit card debt every month. Automate your savings. Give yourself the time to make this dream a reality. It may take 5 to 10 years, but I don't think you should put all your eggs in one basket. I would go stay in the house for a while and then dip. Build up your money. Stay in there for almost free if it is. If you do not take your mother up on her offer, whether or not it comes with strings attached, you should still manage your finances as if they were no promise of your home coming your way. If your mother was buying you a home, and they would be on the deed. Instead, she's asking you to buy into a promise. So what would you do? You be like, I'm with it, or would you be out? Oh, hold on, let me find my other article right here. My wife received a $1 million payout from her employer when she retired. Am I entitled to 50% of that if we divorce? Do y'all remember this? We have a cash savings of 300,000 and investments of 3.2 million, which include that 1 million. So if they get a divorce, are you entitled to it? Can I have a million? That's what the question is asking. Can I have half of that million? Can I pet that dog? Right. All right, let's go. It was updated December the 26th of 2023. All right. I read this before, but we're gonna read it again. I'm trying to check to see what kind of audience we got. Do we have I think we got a selfish audience. Is the audience selfish? I think we may have a selfish audience. Okay, let's go. I've been married with my wife since 1993. We lived together for a few years, and in 2004 we finally married. We are both in our 60s. When my wife retired, her company offered her a one-time payout of $1 million, which our financial advisor put in her name in IRAs. We are relatively wealthy. We have cash savings of 300,000 and other investments of 3.2 million, which include the 1 million payout. The rest of our wealth is made up of a mix of joint funds held in stocks that we gradually built up over the last 12 years. We divorce If we divorce, will I be entitled to that $1 million she received from her company? I'm gonna read this again. We are relatively wealthy. We have $300,000 in cash and investments of 3.2 million, which include the 1 million in payout. If we divorce, would I be entitled to share in that 1 million she received from her company? Husband in Florida. Is this where someone is plotting on $1 million? Let's go. If you're seriously considering a divorce, your timing is perfect. For your wife, not so much. Florida is an equitable distribution state where assets are divided fairly, if not always equally, and not a community property state where everything earned during the marriage is split 50-50, with inheritance being one of the exceptions. There is a presumption that marital property should be split 50-50, but a judge could decide upon a different division of that $1 million, given that was a one-off payment to your wife and made in the final days of your marriage. Your lawyers would, however, operate on the assumption that this is a community property as it was earned during the marriage, and push for 50-50 split. Separate property is typically property owned prior to marriage that was not commingled with married assets. Again, commingly, don't commingle your assets. Just because you got a nice house and she cute with the big booty and the perky lips, don't be like, oh, come on, girl, you can move in. Just because you brought her back from Thailand and she don't speak much English don't mean she ain't gonna go learn. She got translators. I'm trying to help you out, fellas. Ladies, don't go to Jamaica and bring him back and be like he didn't have nothing. I was helping him. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to save you. I'm trying to save you. Don't go over there to be Stella got her groove back and then come back and be like, hey, I want half of that meal. All they gonna be thinking about is a milli, a milli, a milli, a milli, a milli. She gonna come back over. She gonna be over there looking all cute. She gonna come out, and when she get done with you, you gonna be like, she look like sexy red. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you. She not allowed on the front doorstep. Ladies, you gonna go over there and get you a nice looking man that we're in some island somewhere. Then he gonna come back and he gonna look like Lil Wayne. I'm trying to help you. I won't have a D. I won't have a D. Let me do my Shannon shot. Meg, I was going. I Meg. No, I'm gonna have a like this. Let me stop. The Florida spousal rights law permits spouses to share all marital debts and assets, even the debt is titled under one spouse's name. Florida got nasty work. Florida is like, oh, your spouse got the debt, your debt too. All right. It says, for example, if you open up a joint credit card account with your spouse, but your spouse did all the spending according to the law, you're still responsible for this debt, even though you did not do any spending, unless you can prove to the court that your spouse hid all the debt or the account from you. It may appear opportunistic or unseemly, but people do time their divorces so they can walk away with the largest slice of the pie as possible. Yo, this right here is nasty work. What's her name with the show? And Reba McEntire, son-in-law. What's her name? What's that girl name? She can sing. D, I know you know what I'm talking about. Reba McEntire wasn't. Yeah, Kelly Clarkson. Yes. All right, so here we go. Kelly Clarkson divorce. Oh, they want me to sign up. Let me see. Mm-hmm. Okay, they accused her allegedly breaching her oral management contract and owed 1.4 million commission. On top of that, The firm claimed it developed Clarkson into a megastar and would likely be owed $5.5 million in commission. Clarkson filed a response. Blah 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 blah. She's awarded primary custody. Declared legally single. Okay, so she was ordered to pay Blackstock a one-time lump sum of 1.3 million, 45,000 a month in child support, and 115,000 a month in spousal support until January the 31st of 2024. And it came out in 2020. The court document detailed a variety of other items divvied up between the two. While Clarkson got the family pets and a flight simulator, Blackstock was awarded the farm cattle, the livestock, the stock dogs, and the horses. A couple of snowmobiles and a couple of Patek Philippe watches. Let's go. Clarkson, that's what she was ordered. I want a total cost. I don't want that. Yeah, the 115 a month and the $45,000 a month in child support for their two children. How old are the children? They're 10 and 8. And she paying $45,000 a month. She got to probably pay that until they turn 18, possibly even 23. Let's go do the math. We just talking about what they got to pay for right now. So 45,000 times 10. We just go with that for right now. We know how much that is. All right, that's 450,000. And then the other one is 10. So 8 times 45,000. 360,000 plus 450,000. Not too bad. She got to pay a meal. Plus she had to pay the 1.5 million. I mean, not the 1.3 million. Plus she got to pay she had to pay the 115,000 spousal support. I think they got divorced in 2020. So 4 years. So oh, you know what? I did my numbers wrong. Let me go back. 45,000. Did I do that right? Yeah, 45,000 times 12. Let me go back and do my numbers right. I did my numbers wrong. Now multiply that by 10 years. That's the true number. That's the true number right there. And then the 45,000 times 8, times 12 times 8, really. That's the true number right there. She got 10 million she got to put out plus the 115 times 12 years. And I think she had to run that for 4 years. So she had to come up off a cool 20 million for him. plus the stock, plus the cattle and all that stuff. And he was her manager. And he was her manager. So what did we learn from this today, class? what did we what did we learn from this today, class? Here's the one thing we should have learned. Like father, like son. The former couple split. This was his daddy. His daddy. After divorce was finalized in 2015 after 26 years. Now how much she had to pay him? Reba is worth a whopping 95 million, but she could have an even bigger fortune had she not had to pay half of it away to her second husband. She had to pay him 47.5 million. So between the daddy and the son, they walked away with $60 million minimum. 67 million, probably like more like 70 million minimum. 70 million. Reba ain't got married since. $1 million baby. Right? What did you learn? What have y'all learned from Foolish Finance Fridays? You should have learned a lot of things. No estate, no date. That's what you should have learned. If an estate has no assets left after probate, what is the was the estate? Does the estate begin at the date of death? Typically, the estate calendar year starts at the date of the estate's owner's death. Right? Trust estates. You need to start understanding how to protect assets in this different states that you're in. So asset protection in different states. Yep. Some states allow for domestic asset protection trusts, which are fiduciary arrangements that protect assets from creditors and potential enemies. These trusts involve a guarantor, trustee, and beneficiaries. The guarantor can still access the assets in the trust. For example, if a business owner puts their home in a domestic asset protection trust, right? A domestic asset protection trust. Right? Right? How do I protect myself? That's what you need to be asking yourself. Not only do you need to ask yourself, how do I protect myself from others, but how do I protect myself from me? Say you get in a car accident and you hit someone, say your car gets stolen. How do you protect yourself against these things? And that's something you are going to have to figure out. But first and foremost, she might come back from Thailand looking like She from Ty, but then she may come back and hit the sexy red on you. She might be like, "You my everything." We switching lanes. Ooh, baby. Babe, I love you. You're my everything. I'm just trying to help you out. And get the irrevocable trust. Okay. So my last question. No, I'm up out of here. My petty tea time will be over. It's a question I'm gonna ask. You all can leave a comment after this in the comment section, but I'm gonna ask the question. Is the goal of marriage is to combine and become one team? Here's why I asked this question, because I see this often. How do you feel if a woman files for divorce and she take half of your stuff? And I be asking the question, what is half of your stuff if y'all are working together? Is it half of your stuff? Isn't it our stuff? Aren't we a team? I just got questions. Is it a conditional to divorce? Is this a loan? You loan me this bed? You just loan me this car? Same for the ladies. I- Is love a loan? Are we loving on a loan? Is this a promissory note? I just got questions. It's my petty moment. Y'all leave a comment afterwards. But remember, ooh, baby, I love you. You my everything. I'm just asking questions. Is it conditional? Is it say we built this life together and then whenever someone decides to break up, everybody is like, he don't get this or she don't get this. Well, haven't y'all been working on that life together? Tim, it ain't no depends on what she came from in that journey. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine. If you gon' if you gotta if you don't want somebody to get your if you don't want somebody listen, if you don't want somebody to eat your cornbread, you better protect your cornbread. You gonna eat your cornbread, you better protect your cornbread. Just saying. You don't want nobody to put no butter on your cornbread, then why your cornbread sitting out there? That's what I'm saying, Tim. We gotta have these discussions. I know it's hard. We want to talk about everything. I get it. I'm just saying, you can't say, I love you, you love me. We're one big happy family. But wait, you can't divorce me and then think you gonna get half of my stuff. Well, wait a minute. Ain't it our stuff? Ain't it our stuff? I'm just asking questions. When does it become my stuff or your stuff? Well, I mean, I'm asking. Is love alone? Are we loving on as alone? I love you conditionally, but if you hurt me, you gotta go. I gotta Ginsu you up. Think about it. Leave me a comment. Email me. Send a smoke signal. I'll be here. My ex wanted to sit at home and do nothing. Well, I don't see the problem. If that was your agreement, Tim, if that's what y'all agreed to, she said, "Babe, I love you. You my everything." I don't know, Tim. Y'all gotta figure that out. All right, y'all. Y'all be safe.